You've asked for it, I've promised it. Here it is, a little rundown on my car, a build breakdown with my R33 Skyline. First of all, we'll start with the exterior. Obviously, yellow pink paint. This fiberglass is new. We've done this for weight reduction. It weighs about 2 kilos and the stock one's like 15. So big weight saving there. Random vents. I always run a GDR front bumper, but you can't get the ones without the vents in the front now. It's gay, I can't find any. If you have one, hit me up. But that's what I generally run. And then I always run BN side skirts and BN rear bar. So you make it look good. We've got a GTR rear wang. That's pretty much it. I don't have wide body or anything. It just comes together, ties it in pretty good. Up next, we'll talk about the engine. So I run the factory RB25, completely stock internals, untouched. It even has a stock head gasket. I've done the ARP head bolts where you pull one out and put the ARP one in one at a time to do that for more clamping force. Highly recommended. If you know me, you know this engine and this setup has been pretty much the same for, I think I'm on my 4th year of drifting now. This thing lives on limiter, it doesn't breathe, and it's been loving life. Some secrets and tips to that, in my opinion, is on that side, again, simple, stock manifold with an external gate welded onto the stock manifold. I have a GTX 3076R Gen 2 Garrett Turbo. When I went to the tuner to get it dyno tuned, I said to him, I want 17 PSI, I don't care what it makes. It actually made 300 kilowatt on 98 and then 345 on E85. In my opinion, you know, 17 PSI, stock engine, stock head gasket, just leave it there. Why do you need more? Don't push it to 18, definitely don't push it to 22. Keep it reliable, keep it simple. And I mean, 300 kilowatt, that is plenty enough to party. So otherwise we got Freddy intake, 1000cc injectors. I'll talk about the fuel while I'm up here. I just have a single in-tank 460 fuel pump. The R33 fuel tank is really good design. I don't need a surge tank in my opinion, it's fine. Turbo Smart fuel pressure reg. As you can see, it's pretty dirty in here. I'm barely in here. I don't have to do much. It's pretty reliable. And again, simple, a Pexi ECU, which I picked up for 450 bucks. Z32 MAF, I still run an airflow meter, so you know, that's all you need. It's super simple setup, it's been super reliable, and that's pretty much it. Moving on to the interior, again, simplicity in mind. R33s are definitely heavier than the rest, so I've kind of tried to keep lightweight in mind. That being said, pretty much everything is gutted. The doors are just skins, the dash is gutted, no aircon, no heater, don't care. Where we've probably gone a bit overboard is the Ministry of Fabrication roll cage. Full 6-point, CAMS approved, national spec cage. Couldn't recommend it any higher. I jump in this thing, I feel safe as houses. It's made the car feel more stiff. And I mean, we'll try to do some close-ups at the end so you can see the cage. This thing is just amazing. It is a bolt-in, just because I opted for that in case I one day wreck this thing, which is inevitable. Anyway, stock cluster. The only gauge I have is a water temp gauge. Nardigara 4 steering wheel. While we're in here, I got a Speedtech gear set in the gearbox as I was blowing stock gearboxes. Put that thing in, haven't had any issues since. Probably well worth it. What else can we talk about in here? Pink Zoo harnesses, get yourself one. Everyone loves some pink bits. I know I sure do. Bride seats, fixed for the driver, reclinable for the passenger. Yeah, everything else is gutted. Simple, full send mode, just drive it, that's all you need. Oh, for boost control, we have the Go Fast Bits G-Boost, E-Boost, I don't know, boost controller from Go Fast Bits, that's all you need. I don't touch it, the tuner set it, leave it alone. And that's about it. I'm gonna show you something cool actually. Does anyone know what this key is? It's the only key I have for this car and I can't find any information on it. It's a bit fancy. Alright, let's move out back. Let's jump underneath the car, have a little squeeze what's under there. Alright, so under here, I guess we'll start from the outside. Factory R33 brakes, front and rear, they're really good. Why upgrade them? I also run the stock R33 handbrake. It's never let me down. I don't see a need for a hydro, so that's what I run. R33 subframe with the GK Tech Highcast Elite and the GK Tech weld-in reinforcements. Well worth it because I have broken a subframe before. Again, GK Tech, the subframe riser bushes. If you want to squeeze in under here, I've actually put a spacer under the front only, and you know it's only a 6mm spacer, but that helps with the geometry of the anti-squat, which you have in the S13s. You can buy that GK Tech space down thing, do that, and that can help in your 33 as well. The more you level out this arm, the more squat you can get. Stock axles, stock diff. I have blown a few stock diffs. I run a 4.3. That's my favorite personally. Up near the gearbox again is an Exedi clutch. #1 clutch. I've always used them even before they sponsored me, so don't even at me. This is not paid for. That's the go-to. They're the longest in the biz. Get one of them. They know what they're doing. That being said, if you're running stock stuff behind it, keep single plate. I run the 5-puck ceramic clutch. I did have a dual plate at one stage and I kept breaking axles and diffs. Back to single plate. That little bit of slip with the way I drive makes it really good. I've got a GTR rear sway bar, a little bit thicker. Kind of considering going back to stock, but anyway, we might do a video on suspension setups in the future. This is a Blitzner exhaust. I bought wheels for $50 and this guy was selling this for $800 and he really wanted my wheels. So I was like, dude, I'll swap you for your exhaust, and he took it. So that $800 exhaust I got for 50 bucks. If you know me, I'm a bit cheap. Again, stock fuel tank. Something that I left for way too long was running bigger fuel lines. When I bought this car, there was rubber fuel lines all under here. It was a disaster waiting to happen. Just asked the mechanic that replaced it for me. He wasn't very impressed, but anyway, that's all done. GK Tech gearbox mount. Oh, actually, these are brand new. Come check these out. So these are RB factory, like tough mount style engine mounts. For the longest time, I was trying to find, like, every time I'd transition, I could feel the gearbox moving. Changed the gearbox mount like 3 times, like what the hell's going on here, but it turned out to be an engine mount, so should be a lot better now I've done that. Alright, here's a big thing. I have an S14 steering rack. So R33 steering racks have the less travel lock to lock, the least amount of travel lock to lock, and S14 has the most. So if you're looking for lock, that is a instant, pretty much free upgrade. We could go into suspension for a long time. I usually run stock LCAs, 25mm extended. Generally run just a cut and shut knuckle. I've been running this the whole time, but I do have upgrades coming, hence why everything's apart at the moment. These work well. You got to have a real slippery front end because I have a lot of Ackerman, well, the ones that I make do. But you know, you can get used to that. It makes it kind of fun for throwing in with angle and stuff. But you just got to have the front end slippery. What else can we talk about? In the front, I got 12K springs with HSD coilovers all around. I don't run a front sway bar. 12 is maybe still a bit heavy, but that's what I run. And then I run a 4 or a 5 in the rear to get that squat. You know, keep the front a bit higher to get that squat again. You know, everything is pretty stock. I mean, I've named off a lot of things, but it's pretty simple stuff you're gonna change anyway. Don't look at that bird shit loud. Don't look at that. That's something we don't talk about. Nah, so that was like a 1 o'clock in the morning. Oh, we want a screamer again, so let's use some 1mm plate to weld it up. Braided clutch line, stock brake lines. I didn't see the need to upgrade them, so I did not. Stock sump. These GK Tech weld-in caster arm brackets are new. I'm running out of things to talk about. But the R33 chassis, look, brakes are really good. You get some coilovers, you probably already have them. You probably already have a high flow exhaust. Just don't go crazy with the boost. Keep it at 17 pound. You know, you can just run a simple upgraded fuel pump in tank. You're not gonna have issues with surge. You just upgrade your turbo. Like I ran eBay radiators and intercoolers all the time. There's no issue with overheating or anything. Stock sumps, you know, just keep it super simple. Get your steering and your suspension set up properly. As I said, I run cut and shut knuckles. JDI Fab, if he still makes them. I'm pretty sure plenty of places make them. Get a bit of extra lock, you know, super easy to drive. These are my genuine as fuck raised Graham Light 5.7 DRs, expensive as all shit. No, I'm just kidding. These are rotors, and I probably got 10 of these for less than you can buy 4 genuine ones. Don't care, they hit ripple strips. I'm not buying expensive wheels. Suck a fart out of my ass. So back on the wheel side of things, I thought we should maybe talk about tyres just quickly. I run a 215/40 on the front and a 235/40, both 18s on the rear. So in my opinion, look, if you're starting drifting, you want your car slippery till you're learning, but as you get on, you want to grip up your car as much as possible, right? I run a 235/40 18 because that's the tyre limit size in the Hi-Tech Pro-Am class. And I run a Salem because I've ran Good Rides, I've ran Happy Leads, I've ran Diamondbacks, everything. I find that these have been the most consistent tread wear. Good Rides started delaminating, that's why I went to Salems, and I've stuck with these since. They let the heat out pretty good with these big gaps in here. Not sponsored, not a plug. I like this tyre. Get onto your local distributor, buy in bulk, and you'll save money. That's what I run. Even though people are running Zenkis and Zestinos, I don't think that. I don't think it really helps. I run a Salem. You can run them too. And that's all I've got for you today. Come back, watch, hit like, hit subscribe. Say thank you, Maddie, for editing this video. Thank you, Maddie, for making Matt talk about stuff. And
There's another brother dead and gone.